I mean the best for people. I want everyone to be successful. I want the world to be a better place. And I think the world's a better place based on the back of strong men who stand up for what they believe in. I think that's how the world's always been a better place. They're telling us that to be a better place, all the men need to be weaklings and compassionate without any morals or without any hard lines or beliefs. And they must be very, very compassionate and very, very tolerant and all these things. But if you look at history, the only times things were peaceful and nice is when strong men stood up with their swords and said, no, this is mine and this works this way and no one's going to come fuck with it. This is what's missing from the world. All of the problems in the world today could be solved by men of honor, not doing bad things, men of honor standing up and saying, no, this is wrong. But nobody seems to want to do it because they're too busy being distracted. Life is hierarchical. There's always going to be kings and there's always going to be peasants. If you have a mind that you can't control, then you're never going to be a king. You're going to be a peasant. That's your life. You have a peasant's life ahead of you, and that's your destiny. Once you have control of your mind, life is so ridiculously easy. It's ridiculously easy if you control your mind. If I decide to do 1,000 push-ups, I'll do them. It's not fucking hard. Everyone knows what they're supposed to do. Getting over a breakup with that bitch. She's gone now, I'm going to miss her. That's a shame. Off to the gym. You either control your mind or you don't. It's something you can do. It's something that is learned. It's something that is taught. At the end of World War II, when men went to Europe and saw unspeakable horrors at the end of World War II, did they all come home and need therapy, or did they all come home and get back to life? Because everyone was taught to have a mind that they control because they needed it to survive. There's no one else. Now imagine there was a war that big. Imagine the fucking therapy, the fallout. No one would be able to fucking even just go back in. And I'm not saying they didn't see bad things. I'm not saying it's not hard. That's life. Like, I've seen shit. We've all had our trauma. You have to get through it. I believe in love. I believe in love. I believe in men and women being in love. I'm not going to let her take the piss out of me. I'm not going to let her walk over my standards or my boundaries. I'm a man. I love you with all my heart. And I said you're not going to the club with your girls. I want to go. Then we're over. That's the line. You overstepped the line. Goodbye. That's life. If I let her go to the club with her girls all the time, how long is it until she meets a new dude and cheats on me anyway? Sooner or later. You're gonna lose her anyway, so why not lose her as a man, sticking to your fucking guns instead of losing her 7 months later behind your back? But this is it, but people are so scared of the emotions. That's all it is. No one's gonna shoot them in the head. They're scared of the emotions of missing her. You're a full-grown man, you're scared of some emotions? You're scared of emotions to the point you let a bitch run your fucking life? And this is the world we're in today. Conquest is all life's ever been for men. This is what men have an innate desire to conquest. Why did the Romans wake up, make swords, and walk in random directions to find some other group of people and fuck them up and take their shit? Why? This is a conquer. Why did Genghis Khan ride his ass from Mongolia all the way to fucking Vienna? It's a long way. Conquer. Men are born with this innate desire to conquer. It's inside of us. They're trying to distract it away from you, tell you that you're wrong. You're toxically masculine. You shouldn't want to conquer. You should want to sit at home and be tolerant. Only thing that's going to make you intrinsically happy is conquest. If you're depressed, it's because you don't conquer shit. Conquer something. It doesn't have to be a negative at all. I like to think that my impact on the world's been positive. I've conquered the whole fucking internet, and I've done it in a positive way. I'm helping the world. Conquest can be a very positive thing. Goals are for motivation. I don't work on motivation. I work on discipline. I just get up and do what I know I'm supposed to do. I don't work to try and afford that car. I work because I'm supposed to work. And then I can already afford that car and another one and another one and a boat and a plane and a house and another house and a land. I just work. That is my duty as a man, is my duty to God. I train in the gym, it is my duty to God. I don't need goals in that old traditional sense. I do what I'm supposed to do. It's not a matter of how I feel or how I'm motivated. If I was depressed, my life would be, and the day-to-day activities would be exactly the same as if I was ecstatically happy. Those are my duties to God. How I feel has nothing to do with it. How I feel is unrelated to my duties to God. They don't change based on how I feel, because I refuse to fail God or my bloodline. You could take 150,000 of these people and stand them in front of their ancestors, and their ancestors who fought fucking saber-toothed tigers or escaped the Mongol hordes or managed to dodge bombs in the Second World War just for this fucking cretin to be born, and to look at him, listen to his life story, listen to what he does on a day-to-day basis, and they would feel nothing but fucking shame. All the crap they went through just for you to be born so you could smoke weed and jack off. That's who you are? That's the end of your fucking bloodline? Do you feel no shame? And they should look in the mirror, look deep in their own eyes and say, yes, I'm fucking disgusting. I can change this. That's the beauty about being a man. If you're disgusting, you can change it. You must accept it first. Your own father's ashamed of you, and you don't even feel fucking motivated to do shit. And there's men here who will deny it, right? But those are the ones who are most lost. It's the denial that's going to hold you back the most. The people who go, yes, I'm wasting my potential. Those are the ones who have potential. Even if I'm already great, I can be better. This is your prerogative as a man. You need to want it deep inside your soul. I can't die as anything less than emperor.
Kill who you've been. Act like the future is already yours. The man you're afraid to become, he's already inside you. You've just been too weak, too scared to let him out. But today, you kill the coward pretending to be you. The truth is, most people live as strangers to themselves. Not because they don't want more, but because they've been trained like obedient dogs to believe that they are fixed. That their personality, their habits, their failures, they're part of their DNA. That's the biggest lie the world sells you, that you're stuck with who you are. You're not stuck. You're just scared to destroy the version of yourself that feels safe, even if that version is quietly murdering your potential every single day. You've been taught to find yourself, like your best version is hidden under a rock, waiting for you to stumble on it while scrolling through your phone at 2 a.m. You don't find yourself, you forge yourself. You eliminate the man who wakes up dreading life and you replace him with someone who commands it. Your old self isn't broken, it's obsolete. And yet you defend it. You protect your insecurities like they're sacred. You justify your procrastination with mental gymnastics. You look in the mirror and see a prisoner, not realizing you're the guard, the cell, and the key. All at once. Most men will die as versions of themselves they never respected. And that should terrify you. If the thought of remaining who you are for the rest of your life doesn't shake your soul, then you're already lost. Because deep down, you know there's a version of you who speaks with fire, who walks like a storm, who commands respect without raising his voice. You've seen glimpses of him. In moments where you acted without fear, stood tall in chaos, made a decision with absolute certainty, he showed up, and then you buried him because the world told you that standing out was dangerous, that confidence was arrogance, that power was toxic. A weakness is toxic, and you've been addicted to it because it feels safe, predictable, easy. But comfort is the cage, and you've been living like a pet when you were born a predator. Who you are is not who you must remain. That one sentence can rip open your reality if you let it. Your habits are not you. Your failures are not final. Your fears are not facts. But here's the catch. You have to kill the coward before you can crown the king. And it won't feel like inspiration. It'll feel like death, because transformation is always violent. Rewriting your identity means letting go of the traits you've used to survive, the excuses, the trauma, the stories. You have to become the person who would rather burn than live another day playing small. That's the gateway. You don't tiptoe into greatness, you erupt into it. So when I say become the man you fear you can't be, I'm not saying pretend. I'm saying evolve with brutality. Move like you already are him. Think like he thinks. Speak like he speaks. Make choices that the future you would applaud, not regret. That's how identity is rewritten, not with hope, not with vision boards, but with force. And don't you dare wait until you feel ready. Readiness is a myth. No one arrives at power fully prepared. They step into it raw, trembling, unsure, and they earn the right to belong by refusing to retreat. The moment you rewrite who you are is the moment you become your own savior. The world will resist. Your friends won't understand. Your old self will scream for mercy. But if you hold the line, you'll wake up one day and not recognize the man in the mirror. Not because he's unfamiliar, but because he's finally who you were meant to be all along. Understand this, power isn't given, it's taken. Identity isn't discovered, it's built. I wasn't walking into rooms with fire in my eyes. I was dragging my feet, hiding my power, apologizing for wanting more. I didn't speak with certainty. I questioned myself before every move, every word. I was addicted to hesitation. And the worst part, I convinced myself that this was just who I was. Because every time I saw a man who had what I wanted, I felt rage. Not envy, but rage. Not because he had it, but because I knew I was supposed to be him, and I wasn't. I wasn't living as the man I was born to become. I was surviving as a watered-down version of someone I didn't even respect. One day I snapped. Not in a Hollywood movie kind of way. There was no music, no spotlight, no applause, just silence. I had to start talking different. I had to walk like I owned the ground I stepped on. I had to show up every day like the man I feared I couldn't be, until the world had no choice but to treat me as him. And don't think it was easy. It was torture at times. The voices in your head don't shut up when you change. They scream louder. The doubt doesn't vanish, it mutates. I told myself, if I die trying to become the man I was meant to be, that's a life well spent. But if I live as a shadow, I'm already dead. There was a point where I stopped recognizing myself. In the best way possible, I started speaking differently. I wasn't trying to impress anyone. I was speaking like a man who believed every word. I began moving through life with calculated aggression. Every action had weight. Every choice aligned with my future self. That's when I realized the key: you don't wait until you feel like that man. You act as if you already are him. You walk like you're unstoppable long enough and people start to believe you are. But more importantly, you believe it. And once you believe it, it's over for the weak version of you. That's the part people miss. Becoming him isn't about revenge, fame, or applause. It's about fulfilling your own prophecy, about honoring the version of you that's been locked away behind years of fear and doubt. It's about unleashing him, not once, but every single day until there's no trace left of who you used to be. That's freedom from the lie that your past defines your future. From the belief that change needs permission. No, change needs commitment. You become the man you fear you can't be by refusing to return to the man you know you've outgrown. You don't try. You declare war on everything inside you that doubts your right to evolve. So if you're still waiting for the perfect time, understand this: it never comes. The only thing that arrives is regret, and he's a brutal companion. If you commit with everything inside you, you'll look back and realize the man you once feared you couldn't be became the only man you ever respected. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt that sick feeling in your stomach when you realize time's slipping through your fingers and you're still the same? Not because you're lazy, but because deep down, you're terrified of becoming powerful. You say you want it, you shout about it, you wear the clothes and repost the quotes. But when it comes time to shed your skin and walk into the fire, you hesitate, you stall, and then you lie to yourself. You say you're thinking, you're planning, you're almost ready. You're not, you're scared. Because becoming the man you fear you can't be means killing the man you're comfortable being. You're not stuck because the world's unfair. You're stuck because you're still trying to drag your past into your future. You think you can keep your habits, your circle, your thoughts, and still rise? You think you can take your softness with you into war? You can't. You either evolve or you evaporate. This isn't motivation. This is survival. And the most brutal part of all this is that your future self is watching you every day, quietly, waiting, judging, dying slowly while you procrastinate, hesitate, negotiate. You don't have infinite time. You think you do, but one day you'll wake up and realize the man you could have become died the moment you chose distraction over domination. Right? And that's a grave you'll have to visit alone. Don't give him oxygen. Let him suffocate. That voice that tells you to rest, to wait, to settle, it's not your intuition. It's your enemy. There is no rewind button, no reset. The pain of regret will always outweigh the pain of discipline. And one day you're going to realize that the life you wanted was never stolen. It was simply never claimed. Every day you hesitate, someone else gets ahead. Every hour you spend doubting yourself, someone else is becoming everything you're afraid to become. And the scariest part, they're not better. Stop needing validation. Stop seeking permission. Stop apologizing for chasing a life that makes average men uncomfortable. This path isn't supposed to feel safe. It's supposed to stretch your soul until it rips. And when it rips, you build muscle where the tear used to be. That's where confidence is born, not from comfort, not from compliments, but from discipline under pressure. Discomfort is not your enemy, it's your invitation. The man you dream of becoming isn't hiding from pain, he's forged by it. You were never meant to settle. You were never meant to wake up with regret. You were never meant to apologize for ambition or feel guilty for being different. That discomfort in your chest every night when you lie in bed staring at the ceiling, that's not anxiety, that's not depression. That's your soul screaming there is more, but you keep muting it. You keep numbing it with distractions, telling yourself you'll fix it one day. But one day is a lie that thieves use to steal your greatness without a sound. And let me say this clearly so it echoes in your mind until you act on it. No one is coming to save you. No mentor, no friend, no miracle, no second chance. It's on you now, all of it. And the scariest part, you've always had the power, but that fear was always the test. It's not the enemy, it's the gatekeeper. And only those who face it, who push past it with force, who walk into the storm instead of running from it, ever reach the other side. You just need to stop waiting. You just need to become him. The man who terrified you because deep down you always knew he was possible. He's not a dream. He's not a fantasy. He's not someone else. He's you.